I think the iterative nature of the collaboration, and this I'm going to go at in terms of the different levels of collaboration. So my collaboration with them or their collaboration with other students in the course. So I usually have a proposal, a first draft, a peer critique, and a final draft process. Those three steps are usually the basic steps. And then when I'm doing a project that is like an audio narrative, then there's a couple other steps that get put into that overall process. For example, when they're gathering their interviews, then they may be meeting with other students in the class or talking as a full class discussion with some of those interviews. And I take usually at least one or two pieces of student work to do as a large group. So for example, when we were doing the podcast, there were two students that I felt did a really beautiful job in terms of voice and intonation and also the kind of narrative craft in the very beginning of their stories. And so we listened to those all together as a class. But then we could also hear where there was a shift and the students didn't continue that voice or where narrative started to falter in any way, so that by identifying that together as a group, those students benefit enormously from having their large group workshop as well as small group workshop. But the other students, I think, in the class begin to identify for the lack of development of some aspect of their own work. So I think in that way, if you have that kind of process, it's always iterative in terms of where you think you're going when you first begin to when you draft and when you hear other examples.